Welcome, viewers, to the American Marketing Association of New York CMO Discussion Series, Season 2. We are so excited to continue Season 2 and that you, our viewers, have joined us again. I'm Lori Johnson, a board member of the AMA New York and the Future of the CMO Program chairperson and producer of this series. Today, we are welcoming a special guest, Nicole Guidara, Executive Vice President, Global Brand and Communications Officer at Liberty Mutual Insurance. This is a two-part conversation full of actionable takeaways as Nicole dives into Liberty Mutual's adept management of their most important asset, their people. But first, I have the pleasure of introducing Nicole. Nicole is currently responsible for global brand and communications for Liberty Mutual. Her team focuses on managing and advancing the company's brand internally and externally, running via strategic branding, integrated marketing, internal communications, public and media relations, and creative efforts, all with the goal of becoming a global employer of choice, as well as promoting and protecting Liberty's reputation. A Liberty Mutual employee for 15 years, Nicole has held various business roles in marketing, leading innovation and customer marketing in the Consumer Retail Group before joining the Talent and Enterprise Services Group in 2015. Nicole's previous experience prior to joining Liberty includes marketing and brand roles at Dunkin' Brands and New England Development, a real estate development firm. Nicole has her BA from Boston College and her MBA from Boston University. We're also equally happy to welcome Craig Milan. Thank you so much, Nicole and Craig, for joining us.
Lori, thank you so much. Thanks for that great introduction. And we're going to kick off with this first question is, why are your employees the most valuable brand ambassadors at Liberty Mutual? Nicole, give us your perspective on that to start off.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. We're a services business, so we actually don't sell a tangible good. And so it's our employees who deliver on our promise to our customers. And so it's really important that our employees be advocates for us, both internally and externally. And so if our employees understand, believe, and have confidence in our strategy, they're going to feel that sense of pride and they're going to want to share it. It's critical, right, to depend on our employees to help us recruit and also retain talent. Last year, we actually introduced a program to encourage new hires to share their pride as a new employee. We find that there's a lot of pride with new employees coming in and onboarding to the company. We've created social media advocacy programs where employees can post company relevant content to share in their networks. And we've actually seen really great results. We've seen positive lifts in our Glassdoor rankings, in our DEI ratings, compensation and benefits, and also our CEO approval ratings have gone up on Glassdoor.
Wow, that's all a result of some great work you put towards this.
Yeah.
Curious from your perspective, Nicole, how has employee expectations changed?
Craig, we've always been focused on the needs of our employees. I think that's just increased over the past 2 years during this pandemic. We survey them a lot, right? We want to be plugged in and understand where they are in terms of their perspective and how those expectations have changed. I will say that, over the past few years, we've done probably a lot more surveying of our employees. They've been very responsive and very positive in terms of how we've responded as a company during the pandemic. And we've tried to do things right to celebrate our employees, right? And to create more focus on their needs. EOS, which is our employee opinion survey, is something we do every year. And we've always, scored high marks on flexibility. But I think now employees are looking for much more flexibility than ever before. There's again been a focus on well-being, especially the past 2 years. Mental health, stress management, all really critical. One of the other pieces of feedback we've heard from employees is them wanting to see our leaders show more vulnerability. And so, more ongoing, consistent communications with our employees. I think all of the things that we do are really centered around how to create a deeper connection with our employees so they continue to be advocates for our company.
What other advice would you give thinking about that, thinking about Liberty's experience and what brands can do to recognize this employee value and the value they bring to the equation?
I think it's really important to listen, right? And continue to two-way dialogue with employees. One of the other things that we continue to do, and we hear from employees, if they want to be inspired by, some of the things that we do around our diversity, equity, inclusion programming. I mean, that's critical. And it has been, honestly, pre-pandemic. It's only become even that much more important, right? That we inspire those conversations and help support them. We've done some work around building skill, around resilience, fostering the kind of culture that, quite frankly, is evolving right in real time. I think one of our values is challenging the status quo and really inspiring, innovation and highlighting some of those things. I think, through some of the programs that we've done thus far, I think has been received really well by our employees, feeling sort of valued by the company, right? Because we're listening, we're responsive, and we're celebrating them.
Can you give a couple examples of the types of programs you guys have been doing?
Yeah, we launched a campaign called Humans of Liberty that really spotlights employees around the world living our values. So we talk about creating a sense of pride amongst employees. One of the other things we did was we launched this thing called the Great Liberty Cookbook. So, what brings people together across the globe? We are a global company, right? We're multidimensional, multicultural. So how do you sort of embrace that? We had over 800 recipes submitted. We had people exchanging recipes, right, and celebrating. It also, like, what brings people more together than food, right, and different kinds of food. So really, really high engagement amongst employees. We've always been focused on well-being, as I said, and we've had these step challenges every year to encourage people to team up and get moving. Well, this was the first time we did it virtually, and we had, globally, many employees participating, sharing their stories. Some even raised money, tracked their steps, and raised money for charity. So just a ton of engagement there. One of the things that is a big source of pride amongst employees when we survey them, when they participate in things like the Great Places to Work, surveying is our philanthropic efforts, which actually we historically have not talked a whole lot about, but in fact, it's one of the biggest areas in terms of what employees say they feel proud about working for the companies, because how much we give back to the communities in which we work and live. So, those are just some of the things. The other thing that I would just mention too is, ESG has become a focal point. I mean, we've always been focused on diversity, equity, inclusion, and philanthropy, and good corporate citizenship and governance. We've probably done more work in recent years around the E of ESG, and so engaging employees around a topic that they care deeply about has also been really well received.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think what's interesting about hearing your examples, Nicole, is hearing that there's so many different examples. And obviously, This was a comprehensive approach from Liberty to actually take a look at employees in totality.
Like I said at the beginning of our chat, our employees are our differentiator. That we are a services business, so it is up to them to ensure that we deliver on our promise to our customers. So we need to balance both the needs of our customers and the needs of our employees.
Oh, perfectly said. Well, Nicole, I know you're busy. Thank you so much for spending
thanks, Greg. Thanks, Lori.
A couple minutes. Thank you, Lori, for having us, and excited to see the series, excited to keep tracking along with what you're doing at the AMA.